Greetings, programs. This is Let's Code a Full 90, where we'll take the next hour and a half, dig into some source code, and try to make our little corner of the world a little bit of a better place. I'm your host, Rob Menching, and today we're going to continue exploration into the Wix toolset. The last 2 weeks, we've had a lot of success cleaning up some things. The incremental build was a massive, huge win. That felt so good to do that. And then we followed that up with just a smorgasbord of things into the preprocessor and took out, I think, two issues, yeah, and that was great. So today we're going to go off the beaten path and go do just a bunch of exploration. I honestly haven't done anything in this other than, I think this is the thing that we want to go kind of try to tackle today. And it's going to be kind of random, and I don't know where we're going to end up in the end. So what are we doing today? Well, we're going to pick up another issue, and we're going to pick up this. It's kind of made on a sideline. Some people asked, hey, it'd be really nice if, given the adoption of semantic versioning all around the world, if the Wix toolset would support this. It wasn't a terrible idea. Semantic versioning was taking over in lots of places related to packaging. And semantic versioning being the rules that are out there of how you can use three version numbers, major, minor, and what do you call it, patch, and then a set of strings on the end that you can put various pieces of information to help declare how pre-releases, which are those strings on the end, are related to previous versions and things like that, mostly based off alphabetical. I'm not going to go too much into the rules, but the question was, can we do this in the Wix toolset? And we don't control the Windows installer, so we can't change the way that it measures its versions, and it does calculate its versions in various ways, particularly product version. We had just the other day, I think someone said, hey, I want to put 2022 as the first version number of my product version. And the Windows installer, in their infinite wisdom, decided that, no, the first number shall be maximum of 255. Basically a byte. And you're like, why did they pick that? And I can't defend it other than they made the other parts of the version much larger, so you could have much larger build numbers. And then also in the product version, they ignore the third part. So anyway, the fact that in product version they ignore that third part means that maybe there's some things we could play with there in semantic versioning, because semantic versioning essentially ignores that third part and then uses it to calculate in pre-releases. Anyway, I want to go play with that. Also, Sean did the work in the Burn engine down here. I think, yeah, there it is. Should handle non-keyword versions. I don't know that he was ever real big on semantic versioning itself, but he did point out that we were running into cases where sometimes you want to detect other versions of other software that used arbitrary and crazy versioning schemes, and so he decided he was going to go kind of tackle all the different ways that we could try to kind of make sense of versions. So we'll probably end up exploring bits and pieces of that as we try to go through here and essentially make the Wix toolset able to support more of these version things. I meant the fourth part is ignore. Oh, sorry. Yes. If I said the product version supports the first three parts of a version number and it ignores the fourth part. We'll talk about that more as we go in here and try to do this. So anyway, so what are we going to do today? We're going to go in and essentially hack up the Wix toolset a little bit to turn off a lot of the checks that it does around versioning and try to push the boundaries of what's allowed, what's possible, what's available. At the same time, then hopefully also loosening up the requirements that Burn has had from V3 and make that more flexible and support the full space that Sean has opened up for Burn. All right, so how are we going to do this? Not about it for a while, doing lots of different things. And in the end, I decided, you know what? We're just going to sit here on our favorite integration tests in the Wix toolset. Let's see, I have most of them open here. And I figured we would just be able to drop these things. And since I've been able to, in nCrunch, pause the build and then look at the build outputs, I think I want to play with that a little bit. So we're going to try that here. So I'm going to grab one of these, and I didn't know which. Doesn't really want. I want the simplest package possible, and then I want the simplest bundle possible. And we can look in the test data, and it happens that we have down here a simple merge module. I thought we had something called simple package, or maybe it was just single file. Yeah, okay, here's single file. All right, it's not the simplest thing it could be, but I think this is enough that we can kind of play around with something like this. All right, you know what? Let's just create a new file or a new folder. So we don't have one called version, so I'm going to create a new folder in our test data called version. Add new folder, version, and then we will grab, let's scroll here. We'll grab the package, drop it here in the version. What does package components look like? Okay, great. And I'm going to grab this fragment so I can have a single file. I'll bring that fragment and put it in here in one single file. Okay. This will be a fine place for us to start. I'm going to take out all the loc variables. Downgrade not allowed. And title, doesn't matter. Feature title. All right. Let's see, any other more loc variables? I think that's pretty simple. So what I've tried to do is make this a simple little MSI, and we will push on from here, because what we're going to do is start putting crazy stuff inside this version element. All right, so what to do next? All right, let's go build this thing. So I was going to kind of borrow something here. A shortcut fixture should be pretty simple. Yeah, can build, that sort of thing. Yeah, let's just grab that real quick. All right, all we're going to do is give ourselves this thing called a version fixture. And we're just gonna play. Give us space to work in. All right, so open the version fixture and make it so it does not collide. Then can build, semantic version MSI. All right, that's what we're gonna try to take a swing at first. I don't know how far we'll get because, again, as I mentioned, we don't control the Windows installer. We can't teach it new tricks here. This is definitely 100% in the purview of the Windows installer. But let's see how far we can push it. So I want to do this in the version folder, and it was just, and it was called package.wxs, and the single file data directory should have all the files we need. Test.txt, and then compare by line. I have probably no shortcut in this and it's failing. So let's bring up ncrunch and drag it over here into this window where we can see it together. Okay, I know it's always a little bit small, but I'm gonna keep it over here just so we can, and I will pin it. So now I can deal with this thing as we work over here. All right, so results. What do I want to do? I want to query the, I don't know, how do I really want to do this? If we grab the property table, it's going to give me way more than what I want. And I don't know that this is going to give me anything more. Thank you. Query database by table. Yeah, database, that kind of stuff. List the view from that. Get me all of those things. Yeah, and then all these helper things around sub-storages and such. All right. It's fine. You know what? Oh, no, it's fine. Well, let's go ahead. Query database. I want the property table because that is the piece that contains the product version. I'll make this a little bigger. All right. So property table, query that, and I will get back, yes, a string array, which contains all of the rows in that column. That, all right, so then that was I want to do here. I want to then, let's see, can I select? I'll take link, please. Thank you. All right, here we go. The row, and then row dot split on the tab character. And so what will that give us? That's going to give us an array of arrays, an IEnumerable of arrays. That's okay. And actually what I want to do is to dictionary. This should work because the first column in the property table is the ID of the property and the second is the value. So let's try to do here with our row 0 and our row 1. All right, so what are we doing? We are basically saying, give me the first string split as the key to the dictionary and the second part of the string split as the value. That should give me a dictionary of string and string. All right, that should work. Now what I want to do is I want to say assert true property table, thank you, try get value, product version, out bar product version. So that should give us our string, and assert dot equal, and it was, I think, 1.0.0.0, I think, even though that fourth part is ignored. Product version, please. Product, thank you. That. Did I get it right? Did I get it right? Nope. Oh, well, that didn't work at all. What is this failure saying? Well, false. How helpful is that? Let's go ahead and debug to here super fast. We'll get this thing put together, and then we're going to go start digging in and hacking at things. All right, property table. What did you give me? Oh, property colon. My bad. I forgot we put the property name. I'm going to say trim start. Can I trim the whole thing? Just a character? No, just characters. That's fine. I'll take substring of property colon dot length, please. I think that'll give me what I want. There we go. So what I do, I just trimmed all the property colon off the front of it because I know I'm going to do the property. All right, that's great. Cool. Now I have my product version coming out, and it was 1.0.0.0. And if we come over here, let's close these other. Oh no, I want close to the right. Visual Studio doesn't have that yet. All my other editors do. If I change this to 1.0.0.1, and this should now fail, right? Did I get the right file? Single file. I did not get the right file. Right, of course not. All right. Okay, there we go. 1.1. There. Look over here, and boom, we failed because that number is different. Okay, great. I'm happy with this. Now, what I want to try to do is put preview 0. All right, so when we released Wix, we went with 4.0.0.0 preview 0. That's what's out there today. That's the kind of stuff you can look at, or that's the build you can play with. I want to bring this to the front so I can play with it. There we go. All right. And of course, this should now be failing with some error code. Yes, the package version attribute value for 0.0.0 preview is not a valid. Legal version should look like that, where X is an integer from 0 to 65543. You know, and that message isn't quite correct for the product version, because as we mentioned, the Windows installer, I'll have to try to bring up the documentation real quick. I would just look at this product version MSI property. Product version. The product version first major field has a maximum of 255. The second field is also a maximum of 255. The third field is 65,000. So yeah, so I mean, they did this to support really large build numbers, and they never thought any product would ship with something larger than 255. That's probably safe, except they didn't think about like calendar version, where people use the calendar year as the first version. And I don't know why they did this. It would have been much easier had they just followed standard 4. Version numbers. When they designed the Windows installer, that was the standard. 4 numbers all the way across. They had to go off and do something kooky. Make everybody's life difficult after that. All right, so I'm going to, let's see, I did bring it up. Bring up our editor, bring up code with our to-do, and here we are in episode, look at that, episode 13 went through with no show notes. Why? Because it went perfect. You were here, you guys all saw it. If not, you can go back and watch the recording, it's up there. All right, so what am I gonna say? Improve error message for package / product version to better align with documentation. Currently provides a message valid for normal file versions. All right, cool. Captured that so I don't forget it in all the excitement of this episode. All right, here we go. Onward and upward, back to Visual Studio. All right, so this is very helpful let's go open the compiler. Compiler. Yeah, and find the package element. Thank you. And then we'll come down here and find the product version. Product code, version. There it is. There's the product version. Get attribute version value. So just real quick. Get version value. Version. Yep. All right, let's see. If the attribute is a valid version, use the attribute. All right, so one of the things that, oh, okay, all right, a couple things I want to talk about. One thing I want to point out as we go down here, as we saw, the WinInstaller documentation says that you can only have 255, 255, and then 655, and you can't have, and you can't have a fourth version or a fourth part of the prior version. Do they actually say anything about that? If change measure minor, if you include a fourth, there it is. All right, note, the WinInstaller only uses the first three fields of the product version. If you include a fourth field in your product version, the installer ignores the fourth field. All right, so we allow you in the Wix toolset to put that fourth version in there because it's actually a decent way to denote minor upgrades. So what most people are used to doing with the WinInstaller is major upgrades. And for major upgrades, you must, because they're executed by the WinInstaller, you must put in a number that is larger in the 255, well, maybe not larger, a number that is evaluated across 255, 255, the 655. So the first three dots. You have to put your number in there for major upgrades to denote those as different or the same. Any part of the fourth version is considered, is ignored, therefore two numbers. For example, just drop it in the comment here. So from the Windows installer point of view, 1.0.0 is equivalent to 1.0.0.0, and that doesn't surprise anybody. It's also equivalent to 1.0.0.0.1. All those at the Windows installer's point of view is like, no, those are all the same version, which is kind of a pain. There are two things that we allow you to put that fourth version in there because one, it makes sense that you can put a fourth version in there. A lot of people want that, even for display purposes. And also you can then do things here with that .1 or this last part. We burn when executing minor upgrades will respect all four of these parts of the versions. So if you're doing minor upgrades, which are admittedly rare, burn will respect that the whole part of the version. It does not only look at the first three. So it's not a bad way if you're doing minor upgrades to slip in the minor upgrade being in that revision part, this fourth part of the version, incrementing that, and then you can release minor upgrades. I don't generally recommend using or shipping minor upgrades because they have lots of challenges that you have to make sure, challenges. There's a lot more rules you have to follow to be able to do a minor upgrade. That's why I don't recommend them generally. But if you use them, using the fourth part of it is really nice because burn will respect it, and then burn will manage the whole minor upgrade command line you have to add and all the other complications. Burn just takes care of all that, and it will respect that. All right, that was a quick digression there. So one of the things that's interesting in this message here is that the attribute is, so one, we validate that it's a valid version, but then we don't use the version value that comes out of this because it gets, it trims the zeros and things like that. We just use the string value itself. And we do that because the product version can end up being displayed inside the Windows installer and things like that. And we want people to be able to have their displayed number visible, even though mathematically these two numbers are the same in the Windows installer. All right, so what am I going to do? I'm just going to take out this value. So let's see, get attribute. We're just going to take this whole checkout for right now. So that's going to allow us to drop our version. We'll run right through here, and we'll pass on to the rest of the system. And I firmly expect that something else is going to get upset about that. And in fact, we see that it did. The system version somewhere deep down in the system is trying to parse that as a product version. Oh, look, wait, here is valid product version. All right. So here's this note. So it looks like, this is what I was expecting to find. is that, hey, we need to validate that a product version, package version, one installer, is a valid package version. And look, there's that check that we were just talking about. Okay, cool. So the first thing we do is make sure that's a valid version, basically 4 dots. And then later on, inside the same code, we validate that it is a valid product version, which of course has those extra limitations. We're going to ignore that for now as well and see how much farther the code will get. Whoa, look at that. This is what I wanted to see. All right. It actually, probably can't see it, but I had my red-green test. I left it at 1000, but our version now here is this, which means that by taking out those 2 checks, the Wix toolset was able to bring that version all the way through the whole system and out to the other end, and we now have a semantic version. Now, does this actually install? That is a completely reasonable question. So let's look at this package and see. Why did you start with MSI first when bundles? Why did you start with MSIs first when bundles have been easier? I wanted an MSI with this to see how if I could get a bundle to absorb it. Plus, this is more fun this way. This is the thing I wanted to see. All right, scope per machine. So I want to change this to per user because I don't feel that this thing's too scary. And I'm going to change program files folder to desktop folder. And MSI package is fine. And all of that should now install. This should now be installable. All right, cool. All right, so what am I going to do? I'm going to run to this breakpoint again. Debug. And I'm going to grab this MSI before it gets destroyed. And we're going to drop it over here to our command prompt and see what happens. Just going to make a temp folder here real quick that will get deleted later. Copy that MSI local, MSI exec switch I, test.msi. Don't use that syntax. The Windows Star doesn't like it. L star v some text file name. All right, so we're basically going to take this MSI that we just created and see if we can install it. Firmly expect that something in the Windows Star is going to get upset about this, but you know, should I put this on a VM? You know what? It's a per user install. Let's see where it goes. All right. Oh, verify the file exists. So it got to the point where it wanted to try to install files. All right, so I'm getting the Windows installer over on my other monitor saying, hey, it was trying to do the install, which means that let's try. I didn't notice. Oh, compress equals no. So let's take that off. You know, let's take most of these things off. We don't need a lot of these. This has a lot of extra stuff on it that we don't need. Okay, I like per user scope for this test. All right, let's just run it again. This is the part where maybe it's kind of funky. Is that PowerShell? Yeah, I use PowerShell, but I am not a power user of PowerShell. I a long time ago forced myself to switch to PowerShell, but then never finished the rest of the work to figure out actually how to use most of the scripting. So my PowerShell is very poor, and I really think it was probably, as I bring over the new test MSI, text, just get rid of it, MSI exec. All right. I think it was really the Git stuff and actually the Mercurial a long time ago before that. This ability to have this pieces in your command prompt I first saw it in PowerShell, and I'm like, you know what, that's worth it. I'm switching to that prompt. So there I go. Okay, here we go. MSI exec-i test. Here. Let's see what happens. This is going to show up on my other machine or my other window here. Sorry. Wait, what? All right, fine. Let's just copy it. It's going to be right by the MSI, right? Copy this one, cab1.cab. Fine. Retry, please. Oh. Oh. I'm going to be honest, I didn't expect that to just work. Where's code? I'm not saying it did. It could have still failed somewhere. It says it installed the package for that version and everything. Okay, let's see. I'm going to bring up my AppWiz, make sure there's nothing in here that's scary. I don't think I have anything in here. Let's actually just do this. MSI. All right, cool. I have filtered down my programs. I don't know if there's any secrets in here. And look at that. MSI package with a semantic version in it. That's fascinating. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think this was just going to work. All right. So let's see. I suppose I should look at my desktop and see if I actually got a folder. Name that. Yeah, there it is. It's here. I have too many windows open, but trust me, on my other monitor, it's there. All right. So I'm going to uninstall this real quick. Make sure it can uninstall. And yeah, the folder's gone and it's gone, and that's fantastic. Okay. Well then, that was cool. That was way cooler than I thought it would have been. All right. This is, now I'm like going, my mind's racing. I was like, I thought this could take a lot longer for us to find our way through. Let me see. So from here, let's try to do a version number increment that will upgrade it to see if it will work at all. Because I'm curious if the installer, how far does this work? Let's do the major upgrade first, because that has a very high chance of not working. Oh, do I want to do the work? Yeah, I'll just do the work. Dash D. Did we fix this? I don't even remember. Version equals 4.0.0.0.0-preview.0. Okay. Test 2, test 1, MSI path 2. Please do all this. I could put this in a function, but I don't really care because this is all kinds of crazy hack. Result 2 version. Which one should we do first? Let's just do, I don't know, 401 preview 0. Just say it doesn't matter, because then I'll also try the minor upgrade, but let's see if the major upgrade will work at all just to get started. And let's see. I don't really care. I'm going to trust that it's now, because this will catch me at some point if I don't do the right thing. So let's go ahead and do the right thing. It's not going to be that hard, right? MSI that. No, MSI 2. Product version 2. Product version 2. Property table 2. Property table 2. All right, let's see. That wasn't so bad. Are we building? We're passing. Okay, we failed. 4.0. Aha, see? Oh, of course, I didn't change to use the variable. Okay, so we should be passing this variable now. So let's go ahead and try and see if that version variable comes in. And I would like, oh, right, I suppose we do that. Okay, media, template, embed, cab equals true. Is that enough? Do I have to give you a cabinet shape? That did work. That makes me happy. Okay, so now we should have two MSIs, test 1, test 2, which is 4.0 and 4.0.1, and we should be able to run all the way to here, and I can rerun, and I then can copy these files out. This is fun. This is what I wanted to do today. Something crazy and kind of fun, and continuing to move us down the line. RM star. Okay, copy the star.msi, please. Cool. Okay, and you guys, yeah, we'll leave you pause there. Okay, so MSI exec/I test 1 to I1.text. Check the RP. Oh, I could have done check. Okay. Oh wait, let's see what people say. Haha, nice. I like traditional shells. I use PowerShells better, and the in documentation is way worse than. Yeah, and I don't use Bash. I'm definitely not going to try to use Bash on Windows. WSL maybe, but yeah, and PowerShell it is. And I doubt that 401 preview will require. Yes, you're right, Sean. That's the question. Do we upgrade? Okay, I have MSI package. Oh, I'm gonna overwrite the files. Oh well, I should have put the version number in the folder to see what happens. All right, so this should be a major upgrade across here. Let me bring add move programs back up. Yes, this again. Yeah, anyone want to put bets? Bob's putting up a bet saying that he thinks it will work. Refresh. Oh, there we go. Okay, so there's 400 preview 1. All right, people want to, yeah, I think this is a good chance. All right, everybody that's in chat right now, take a guess. When I hit enter here, what number are we going to see here? Or is it going to error? Is it going to error? Is it going to, or is it going to upgrade this? So I guess, is it going to upgrade or is it going to fail to install, like downgrade, error message or something like that? All right, come on, everybody. I'm kind of going to sit here and think about this. What do I think is going to happen? Bob thinks it's going to bet that it works. I want it to work. I want the Windows installer to ignore everything back there. All right, I'm going to bet that it's going to work. I have no idea. Come on, no, Scrapper. You got to, that's the point. Scapter, you got to guess. Nobody knows if this works. Well, there might be people out there that have actually tried this and have done it, and therefore they know. Come on, Sean. Come on, Zach. Come on, Scapter. I want each of you guys put a bet in and things. I think it will work. Question mark. I'm comfortable with that question mark. I'm thinking it's truncating. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping it's going to do. Okay, my guess is it'll work. All right, Sean, are you going to be the naysayer? You think it's going to fail? Oh, I doubt that it would upgrade. All right, so Sean has already said he actually started this up higher. I see that. Yep. He already said no. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, so the Windows installer popped up over here and disappeared very quickly. We're going to hit refresh. Okay, did I author this thing wrong? Or is that really what happened? Is the preview stuff technically part of the third number? Technically speaking, it's completely ignored because it's after the third number. This says that it installed both. So did I mess up my major upgrade code, which is the first thing? Let's go ahead and bring back code up real quick and open i2.txt. No, this one, please. Oh, it didn't remember where I wanted to open from. Open i2.txt, please. Find related products. Found application, square bracket 1. You think it's parsing it as 1, 0 and dropping the rest. Oh, okay. I like that theory. But it didn't get the debug. Yeah. Wait, so what am I looking at? Wix upgrade? Detected. Wix downgrade. It didn't detect either. I think it's saying that it didn't detect either. Okay. Did I get the authoring wrong? That'll only be slightly embarrassing, I think. Okay. So let's refresh this again. All right, they're both still there. And unfortunately, I'm going to put the version number in the file name so I know which one's which. Yep, okay. So now the folder's gone from my folder. Oh, remove existing products. Well, what did I search? Find related products. Oh, thank you. I don't think it found it though. Remove existing products. Yeah, it didn't. Error. Ooh. Is that new? Error code to the rescue. That's probably MSI table. So MSI 22. 22. Yeah. And oh, there is no MSI 22. 23. Okay. 16. 21. MSI error table. Do they have these all written down? Because we didn't. Okay, there we go. They did. Okay, cool. Let's see. Look at it. 16, time remaining. That's not interesting. 22, removing older version of this application. Okay. And 23, preparing to remove older application. Yeah. Doesn't look like it did. All right. Let's look at the real MSIs. Orca test1.msi. Still have this in super size font for you guys. Orca test2.msi. Blam. Okay. That's a little bit. Seems like that should be enough. All right, let's try another change to test one of Sean's theories then. Since it's not that hard. Do you want to stop? No, just go. Thank you. All right, what are we going to do? We're going to, put the version in the name of the folder so I can see which one ends up on my desktop over here. That's one thing. And then the other thing is, in the code, version fixture. It's possible. We've got all kinds of theories. All right, so 4, 5. Yes, that's true. Thank you. Okay, so we know the MSIs are getting built with the correct everything. All right, so let's debug. Let's jump over here to this. RM, everything. We're doing it again. MSI path 2, please. Oh, it's still behind the window there. Okay, here we go. Start at MSI. All right, add remove programs. No MSI package on it. That's good. Okay. So what we're going to do, MSI exec, that's test 2. We're going to do test 1 again. Run it. Happens really fast. I can see on my desktop it does have the correct version number. Refresh. We see it has that correct version number. Now we go test 2. Run that again. What do we want? We want it to have 500. All right, let's see if. All right, here we go. Oh, it replaced it. And yeah, I only have one folder. All right. So let's do, I should have done 4 or 5. All right, let's uninstall this. Okay, that's good. So some upgrades works. Let's go here and do, no, keep doing that. Let's go for 410. 410. Be good, go, debug. All right. Okay, grab this path again. Remove everything. From here, RM star, CP that, start MSI. Okay, get that out of the way. All right, MSI exec. Make sure this is all clean. Yep, all right, MSI exec, not that one. I want the first one, test 1, go. So what are we installing this time? This is 4.0 and 4.1. All right, so there's 4.0. Thought I could see it up. There it is. And it worked. It worked. All right, that's cool. So I think it was Sean that guessed that the dash means it doesn't evaluate that as a 0. It's looking for a dot to separate it, or maybe it's finding this dot here, and it's hitting 0 dash preview dot, and it's like, oh, I don't know what that is, and it's throwing it away. That's my current best guess. So what I want to try to do now is go for something that's not quite semantic versioning syntax, but it's close. And instead of using a dash, let's use a dot right here. I'm going to bring this back. All right. Yeah, no, let's do it. Let's try and make it happen. All right, so 4 dot 0 dot 1 dot. All right, does that make your test happy? It means I got the numbers all right. These are the numbers I want, 400, 401 dot, preview 0 dot, preview 0. Not quite right to the semantic version tests, but pretty close. Or not quite aligned to semantic version spec, but pretty close. Certainly if you didn't look at it real close, you might be like, yeah, it's about the same thing. If you were to call it, if you were forced to call it something, you'd probably say, hey, it looks kind of like semantic versioning. Star.msi. Go. All right, here we go again. Out of the way. Make sure ARP is clean. Okay. MSI exec for test 1. Go. All right, this number should be still all right. Good, 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 good. So it's happy with installing dot whatever there at the end. And now let's go to test 2. Where's test 2? Moment of truth. So the best case is it installs. Boom. It ignores everything after the dot, whatever. At least it seems to. So semantic versioned MSIs where the dash is changed to a dot is allowed, well, to be stored. Honestly, it basically says that anything in that third part of the string is allowed. And major upgrades work as long as it is, that last part is prefixed with a dot. Or you can think 401 dot, and then pretty much anything after that. Well, I don't know about anything. There's probably, I guess we can start putting crazy characters in there, but this is a good place to be right here. I want to try putting a SHA hash in there or something. The plus sign, the build metadata. All right, let's try to do that. So the spec, dashes too, right? You can have multiple dashes, dots, and things like that, right? In semantic, you can chain them, or no, I guess it's just a plus. Oh, I haven't looked at semantic versioning in a long time. Should I bring up the spec? Probably should. Semver.org? No, Sember. That's not what I want. All right, I hope that's not a bad place to go. Please don't. Okay. Never know where you're going when you start missing. Additional labels. Okay, so major, minor patch, like we've been dealing with, and additional labels. And where's the additional label spec? It's all text. I just wanted some alpha. All right, so there's the example. That dash pre-Wheeler's version may be denoted by appending a hyphen. Yeah, as many hashes as you want. Yep. And you can have a plus in there as well for that build metadata. This is interesting sometimes to put like the hash. So some people like to do plus and then the hash of whatever they built against, whatever git commit they built against. It's kind of cool. Makes sense. I think we do that. Although here they're doing SHA dot. Okay, so let's try to put another dash and a pluses in there just to see if the one installer handles it. So we'll go ahead and uninstall this guy. And at this point, yeah, all right. I'm getting close to needing writing a script. But this is fun. I honestly did not expect this to go anywhere near this well. All right, so preview this. Build dot 4 plus I don't know, A, B, C, D, E, F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. All right, that's not super big, but it's not tiny. And build 4, and this will do 0, 9, 7, 8, 6, 7, 5, 8, 2, 1, and then it'd be C, D, F, D, and we'll leave that one bigger. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get these numbers down here in my test. So this has an extra dash in it. I'm going to guess that one dash is as good as any dash. And it has the build metadata in it. And Wix toolset continues to build it because we're not really validating the correct values. That'll be something we need to do validation because I'm skipping that right now. What? Did I copy the wrong thing? I really want this to say 5. Oh, did it get truncated or something? I want that to say 5 anyway. Preview 0. Oh, I only took the prefix. Silly me. All right. So hopefully that works. Here we go. Yep. Okay. Now let's run it. Or debug it. Copy the files. Do this again. Man. RM star. Copy. the world of those start.msi. Bring up add and remove programs, refresh just to make sure. Good. Okay. MSI exec/I test1 MSI. Please. What do we want to see? We want to see my big honking long version number in here. And there it is. Big long version number. Okay, great. So that worked. Now let's do the same thing with test 2. Zoom. And yep, that worked too. All right, great. So the limitation I think we found is that it just needs to be a dot and the rest of semantic versioning should be able to hang out over here on the end. That's pretty cool. That's not a terrible, horrible, no good limitation to live with, given that we can't change the Windows installer. You just can't use a dash as the separator. To put it inside semantic version inside an MSI requires a replacing that first dash there as a dot with the first dash with a dot. So you're slightly off spec, but yeah, pretty close. Okay, uninstall this to make sure I stay clean here and run. Okay, now let's put it in a bundle. Let's put this into a bundle. Okay. All right, so result 3. Here we go. Result 3. Now, I'm gonna, before this starts just succeeding, building random things. All right, bundle path. Result 3. Okay, there's result 3. Result 3. Bundle path needs to be defined. Version bundle. .wxs, and I want the other bind path to be wherever I output these guys to, which is base folder, so that I can find my MSIs. Probably don't need that one at all. How much more do I need to get a bundle running? Single exe bundle. That's remote payload group. Is there a simple bundle? Yes, there is a simple bundle. Is this installable? Nope. Not with that fake BA, it's not. That's where I'm going to run into problems of actually making these bundles installables. I'm going to need a BA, and I don't have one laying around. Okay. Well, let's bring this over here, and let's simplify this a little bit. MSI package bundle and progress name. That's optional. I want this to be whatever version I pass in. Version, manufacturing, upgrade code, that's fine. This is not going to install until I fix that. Find a real Bootstrap application at this point. I want test1.msi in here. Oh, how much will I confuse it if I also put test2 MSI in here? It'll install both of them, right? It'll install both, and it will end up inside the same bundle. The test2 will upgrade test1, and that's probably a weird thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go find the ball extension and wire it into all this and call it. I haven't used the new one enough to know the quick syntax. All right, let's see. I'm confident this is not going to, am I confident? I'm pretty confident this is not going to build. Let's go finish the code to make it, to do its thing. All right, bundle path. I should have called this bundle.exe, I guess. Okay. All right. I didn't expect this to build, so that's good. The bundle's version attribute, this is not a valid version. Oh, I told the bundle to be the same thing. All right, we're gonna call the bundle for, yeah, whatever. We're gonna, I always want to change this a little bit. 99, or how about, actually, bundles can be bigger, so 2022, there we go. And what's today? 3, 9 dash, and I want to do semantic. There we go. Definitely weird. Definitely weird. All right, so now we're back to the same place. So now the compiler's telling me that that's not a valid version because in the past, Wix 3, bundles were not allowed, or bundles were required to have 4.4.4. Sorry, four. Wait, that's what this is saying. 4 versions across it. Nothing funky. All right, that's fine. Let's go find. I had the compiler package. Excuse me, I was a bit sick over the weekend, so I'm still dealing with this cough. Trying not to do that here. All right, bundle. Will version find it? If I could spell version. Yeah, okay. Oh, look, it's already a string. Get attribute version value. So we're just going to say, no. How about just version equals attribute value? Okay, so that's through. How much farther can we go before it blows up? Attribute version was not found. Boom, test invalid. The test version must be that. Okay. Invalid bundle version, yada, yada, yada. Bundle has a max value of that. 655, 655. Yes, and it must be all numeric, which I'm hoping to make no longer necessarily true. Where am I going? I'm going into the burn backend. I'm guessing that this is coming from the back. That's not actually necessarily true. Invalid bundle version. How do I want to stop that? Yeah, yes, the fix is going to be that. I need to go find how far are we getting here. I want to show only, there we go. Let's show coverage for this test only. There we go. And then do we get to the back end? Bundle backend. Oh, we're not in the backend even. Okay. So let's see. We might have an extra check here. Oh, yeah, okay. Expected version. Oh, is valid module or bundle version. Yeah, it's right in front of me. Good grief, I'm blind. Another drink. Well, that went pretty far. This is telling me that it can't find the fake BA, so let's just, this is the one. Yep, okay. Where's fake BA? Real fast. It's probably faster than me getting things working in simple bundle data. Yep, there it is. Okay. Let's see. Back to version fixture. Add a bind path for the simple bundle. Simple bundle data. Yeah, that's where it's at. Great. So you should get past that one. So can I find the file test1.msi? All right, well, there I gave you that base folder. Oh, base folder. My bad. Path.combine, base folder, comma. It's in the bin folder, Rob. Not in the base folder, it's in the bin folder. Yeah, I got a question for you guys. Can you hear like a big truck outside, like going by, grinding and stuff like that? I'm just curious what the noise rejection is here. Just let me know. Just someone say, hey, you hear something, or do you just hear, like, what's been on the stream so far? I'm just curious. All right, invalid product version. That's expected. This is more what I said. All right, great. Good. Yes, we are to the backend. Oops. Burn backend. Bind. Bind bundle command. Yes, in here. Okay. So, all right, we got 2 encountered error, populate variable cache. No, there it is. Process MSI package command. That makes sense. This is this is actually the things that need to be done on the version, or on the excuse me, actually need to be done for the issue, because this is where we want to be. All of this is just checking is valid for part, if not valid for part version. Not a proper .NET has 5 fields. Can we get a valid for part version? Okay. Let's just take this check out real quick. All right. Version portion is too short or too long. Yeah, probably too long. Okay. 4-part version, major minor version. We're doing all this checks to return a version. Get Windows Assembly version. Who asked what? Oh, Windows Assembly version for why? Okay. All right, now this one is going to be a little bit more interesting because here we're going to end up with a file version. String versions do not have to be 4 parts, but one of these does, I thought. One of these has to be 4-part version. Bundle info version. Bundle info is passed in. Icon source file, splash screen. Okay. I must be looking over it. Really? I was almost certain that this had to be at least within the range of things. Oh, there. Yeah, so that's a version. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay. The version resource is called version. Okay. Great. That's what I was looking for. And this product version, this is just a string. Oh, the product version is also a number. Okay, fine. This is fine. So let's go back. Windows Assembly version, get Windows Assembly version. All right, so I can't use version anymore. Var 4-part version equals 4.0.0. No, it has to be a version. New version. Blah, blah, blah. Blah. What? All right, so what did I do? I just hacked the version of the file resource in the bundle to 4.0.0. You know what? I'm not going to do 4.0. I'm going to do, what number have we not used? 42. We haven't used 42. 42. All right. Okay. Again, that was a lot less than I thought it would be. We have 2 tests failing up here because they're looking at, the version number, and I've hacked it now. So I don't care about those tests. I care about this one, getting to the bottom and taking a look at the file itself. Debug, select a test. Yes, let's go look at the bundle path. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I don't care about that breakpoint right now. Thank you. And the assembly version is 42. We don't care. I guess I could have looked before. Oh, well, here we go. Let's go look at this folder path here. There we go. There's the bundle. Let's do properties and let's look at its details. And yeah, that I can't make it bigger, but there you go. There's our 22.3.9 preview build, whatever, with all that jazz on the end of it. It's just a string. And then we have the file version here. So the file version needs to be like calculated from this product version at some point, like when I write the real code. Oh, excuse me. Too much talking. Let's see. So yeah, all right, that's fine. So this should have been 2022 3 9 and then probably 0 to parse that. That's good though. I need to extract the bundle information now, which I don't have in this code. Okay, so let's go. Where is that code? I saw that somewhere else. Let's look at the bundle extraction. I saw it here just a little bit ago. It's going to unbind. I guess we'll do it that way. This will work, right? Do we need the same service provider? Thought I saw another one that just used something else to just dump the bundle apart. There it is, bundle extractor. Extract all containers. It's not exactly what I wanted. Can extract the manifest for me. Extract BA container. That should give me what I want. right? I'll extract all containers. And there's the manifest then. Oh, okay, great. That'll work then. I will use that. Oops. Oh. Right, that's correct. That test is correct. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to my version fixture and try to take apart this bundle that we just put together. Bundle path, I think. And a BA folder, attached folder, extract folder. All right, so let's do path.combine, bin, base folder, BA. We'll do attached, just to get our stuff out, and then extract, and that breakpoint, and then extract result dot assert. Just use dar. Oh, never mind. I don't quite know. Oh, dark. I'm working on it, Bob. I'm working on it. That bug is open and assigned to me. I see you. Bob's joking. You can't just use dark to dump things. That's okay. I want to get to here anyway. I don't need these breakpoints right now. I do want to tag that though. Okay, great. Extract results, assert success. We did assert success. That's great. That means that these things exist. Let's open up that directory now. That bright window annoys me. Okay, so here's the BA. There's the manifest. Let's open up the manifest. Whew, all right. The burn manifest is always fun. So control find version. Where's my first versions? Yeah, oh, look at this. Look at that. Max version, min version. So it correctly extracted the piece of information out of the MSI, max version, min version. And there's our display version for ARP, which is just a string as we've seen the Windows installer prove to us. There's that version, which is a correct semantic version number. Oh man, that was a lot easier to plumb through than I thought it would be. I thought we were going to get stuck here for quite a while. I honestly thought the Windows installer was going to halt us right off the top and make no progress from that point forward. Woo. Wow. This is just crazy cool that we're this close to having things that really do look quite like semantic versions. All right, so we can see the pieces are here. Let's go look at the version parsing code just for fun. So that should, I think, oh, what am I doing in Wix 3? Let's code Wix 4 source, please. Libs dutil. Wix still set that dutil. For util. All right. Now we get to go into string parsing and native code. Woohoo! Everybody's favorite thing to do, right? Right? Okay. I know we discussed a whole bunch of different rules on this, but I don't know. I'm certain I don't remember all of them. So this is the compare parse versions. Compare dword, major, minor, patch, revision. End result does not equal that. Exit function. And then we have the release labels and comparing release labels. Things like that. All right. So what does compare dword do? If it's greater than, less than, yeah. End result is 0. Okay, fine. So that's a straightforward compare. If it does not equal, if 0 does not Equal end result. What? But 0 means they're equal, right? Oh. I really should be jumping in the middle of this. I wonder if it's easier, because Sean probably wrote a test for all the version stuff. Yes, he did. All right, so there's the number ones. There's a 1 dash dot number. Okay, so that ends up adding 1.0.2, and then release labels is 2. Yep, so revision 1, 2, 3. Release labels 2, 1, 4. Oh, value label offset. Okay. Numeric. This is 0. The value is 0. Gotcha. The value is 0, 1, and the offset is 6. Okay. Okay. I see what that did there. Now we're into the, wait, where's 7? Oh, metadata offset 7 is invalid. P version metadata offset 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so 7 is the end. Got it. Okay, something like that. So 1, 0, 0, 0, and then 1, 9. Yep, and then 6 is the end. All right, cool. I must have missed why you need compare versions in the core tool set. No, I just jumped into VerUtil looking for what kind of strings can we expect it to handle, and I found the compare code first, and it confused me, and I decided that that's not actually where I wanted to start. I wanted to go look at examples of versions out here that are more like these things here. Numeric is false, 1, 6. Yep, okay. All right, see, these are more like numbers like we're going to see. And from the looks of this, I'm going to trust here that these things are parsing. Yep, and there's the version number. Okay, good. Oh, we support really large version numbers, don't we? Oh, too large. These are too large a number. Larger than a D word? Seems reasonable. So this one is just large enough, and this is just not large enough, or just too big. Yeah, that one number there pushes you over the top of OX, F, 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 F. All right, there we go. There's the plus XYZ. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, cool. We do 4 stops plus the release. No, we did not pick up the release labels in this case. Okay. Yeah. There we go. There was a strict mode in there. I expected the core tool set to require them to pass the strict mode. Okay, so I have to go find strict mode in the version, make sure that we can do that. Parse version. Will this jump me there? Oh, it did. Strict. So strict is true. Ah, here we go. Let's look at the parse code now. I don't really want to look at this right now. My brain's already melting a little bit. I'm still like giddy over the fact that, you know, we got somewhat semantic versions inside the Windows installer. So this is strict. Okay. Is strict not going to allow us to use the... Oh, there's the trailing dot and then the dash. Okay. May have to... Oh, I want to go back to the test. May just have to write a test here and see. Yes, these are all unstrict. Unstrict? I don't know what I'm saying. Instrict. These are not strict tests. Yeah, so... If Burns going to be strict about the version numbers, then we're going to have to be more careful. But maybe we can, for F invalid. Yeah, that's what I was finding. The end was the invalid part, right? What part could not be parsed. Let me see. There's the ones that are true. Yeah, okay. All right, so these are, I'm guessing, mostly invalid tests. That's interesting. Okay. Valid tests. Burn is not strict with the version numbers to handle whatever might be. Okay, good. The version numbers. Burn is not strict with the version numbers. Does that include its own version number? Although our own version number we could be strict with because actually can control that a lot more. But with MSIs. So what I'm curious is, oh man, still. All right, let me see if I can open another Visual Studio here. I'm going to lose nCrunch support, but that's okay. Open a project or solution. Let's see. Let's code Wix4 source. Where was I? Libs. Deudel solution. Ah. It never says strict. Okay, fine. No upgrade. Okay, thank you. Let's see. Am I built? I need to bring up Test Explorer. Let's see. Test Explorer. I don't like Test Explorer, but it's the only thing that's going to run these tests. Build. Unresolved token. Deal. Build. Did we not build this? And then build this? I guess it was what. Why didn't that just build? Do I need to do a restore? I built everything from the command line just a bit ago. I was hoping I could just come in and add a test and have this build it for me. Anyway, I guess we can do it for the command line. What do we got here? Yeah, 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and rock and roll that. Let's go to version test, and I wanted to. It was the ones near the end that I was looking at here. Parse version treats trailing dots as invalid. Okay, I don't have a trailing dot. What I have is a version. Copy pre-release versions. Let's see. Copies version, and then the rest of that is in no. Okay, these are copy tests. Compare versions, ignores metadata. Okay. Too large. I don't want too large. I want the complicated ones. Treats unexpected contents as metadata. Oh, right. Build configuration manager. Win32. It's kind of weird that was mismatched. Is that going to build now? Yeah. How strange. All right, so now given that, this test, there we go. No, actually it's right there. That's the test I wanted to see. It's already here. This is the one I was looking for all through all this. A1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D. Because this is what we're going to get. You know, the code we were getting before was preview .0 plus, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F. So this is the test right here that looks most like ours, which is the second one, version 2. Version 2, invalid true. Bummer. I get no release labels. Bummer. And this is not in strict mode. So to parse MSIs with semantic versioning would require loosening this test here so that it would pass, and I would get the extra parts parsed and then being able to be compared. If we did that, then I believe we can sneak semantic versions into MSIs and out and all the way through to bundles, because we saw them get in manifest, and then the manifest, the burn would then evaluate those big long strings as that, and then goes. High level question. How much value is there in semantic version, but only the first 3 fields count and you have to fiddle with a dot? Yeah, that's fair, That's a fair point, Bob. That wasn't the rule. Yeah. No. So Bob. Yeah, the semantic version's only 3S. They're never gonna get that works expected as is. Yeah. I mean, that's true. It's a little bit unexpected. It's just I honestly I'm just amused that it works. It almost works. It's almost to spec. It's just that dot being the one thing we have to do, and then it would work in the way that Windows installer respects that or ignores that last part. It continues to ignore that last part, and burn then if it respected if it allowed the dot to be that last separator, like in this case here on 461. If that was allowed, then burn would continue to interpret the semantic versions and be able to do minor upgrades across them. So in previews, you could release minor upgrades. I don't know how well that would work in practice, because previews you probably do more radical changes to your MSIs, and that would probably break minor upgrades more. You need to do the major upgrade of rip and replace to make things work properly. No, it absolutely is more of it's just kind of cool that it almost works kinds of things. And it's definitely, as Sean points out, it's definitely not the semver spec, because semver spec says that first character has to be a dash to be a separator. Interesting. So if you want 4.0.0-preview.0, you could just do 4.0.0.0.0-preview.0, and that would work with everything and still pass strict mode. So what we're saying here then is bundle fixture. No, not bundle fixture. Version fixture. Where'd my version fixture go? There's that if the MSIs looked like this. So let's see if these upgrade properly. 40 dash. I want the dash here. I want the dash there. Okay, so that's going to add to here. Did that get through? It did. Okay, cool. So then so Sean's saying that the version code would respect this. But the metadata build stuff is still relevant to semver and completely ignored by MSI. Yeah, you're Sean, or Bob, you're right. It's totally ignored by MSI, so it will only work for minor upgrades because burn respects the full version string, and you look at this and say, oh, well then, if these are minor upgrades, then it would respect them and schedule a minor upgrade, and it would work properly. I mean, you could get minor upgrades working with these like this. All right, so let's go ahead and run this test real quick and see if it will work. All right, this is just, honestly, I'm just kind of amused that this worked as well as it has. I had much lower expectations. So the fact that it worked now, I'm like, I don't know. Still sorting out how much of it is just kind of cool. MSI exec, how about 1? MSI exec test 1, close that, bring this up, refresh this, okay, nothing there. Run, okay, I see the thing blink over here, and we have it with 4000.preview that, okay. So there's that one. Now let's do test 2 now. Run, yes, and I think it worked. Yep, there it is, 401 preview build 5. So if we did this scheme here, then burn as it is now would respect all of these things. Kind of interesting. It's on the edges. So what I found here is that not that far from finishing this, just have to go through and the number of changes in the core tool set to allow burn to, or for the, in the core tool set, the build pipeline to support bundles with the semantic versions, with semantic versions. There we go. With semantic versions is not a whole lot of code. It's like basically going and make those cases where the versions are less strict. Not clear MSI will handle minor upgrades with no effective change to the product version. Yeah, I mean, it's just a recache reinstall. Minor upgrades are just recache reinstall, so it's just gonna put it through. It should just work. And just blit over all this information. So minor upgrades, I think it would work. If Burn respected them, if Burn respects them, which it should respect this particular, if these were minor upgrades, it would respect this one. These have to be major upgrades, and they also work. All that. Anyway, so it says that the work to get semantic versioning inside the Burn build is a lot closer than I feared it would be. That's good. I'm pretty happy about that. So, and also now that I have the code, it's actually chopped out here. So I just have to go through and figure out how much parsing to do to make sure that it will meet all the requirements that Burn requires of a version number, which does at least require I think the first thing has to be a number. I'm not sure the second one even has to be a number. I have to go look, and then after that, it starts getting into all the release metadata. So you get a lot more flexibility there, and need to go finish that. But they're supposed to change the product version. Yeah, but but you're supposed to change the product version in minor upgrades, mostly for visual things. The Windows installer doesn't care because it's just a recache reinstall. It's not like the Windows installer saying, oh, that version number didn't change during a recache reinstall and blocking it. If you have the same product code and different package code, and then you can then do a minor upgrade. Recache reinstall, boom. So that's good. So the bundle code is straightforward. It's just a matter of going in and making sure that there's enough parsing code inside the core tool set to catch any invalid versions that we don't want to go through. And that parsing code gets a little more complicated because we can't just rely on calling version parse to take 4 dots and just say, hey, here's a version. And when that thing fails, we can lean on it. No, we have to be a little bit more, we have to have a little bit more code to check for all these things to make sure it's a valid semantic version. So that's good. That's good. That's very good. And then I'm gonna have to sit and think about this MSI-isms and the fact that it can almost be a semantic version, but not quite. But it's only useful if you're doing minor upgrades, which of course greatly reduces its utility because, again, the one installer doesn't care. For major upgrades, it will not look at anything beyond the first 3, which is why we were able to sneak this thing through. As long as the first 3 numbers end in a dot, it just works the way the one installer was expected to. Actually, we got a second here. Oh, before I get too far away here, refresh, uninstall this guy. All right, so I should be able to now, given that we have no checking, I should be able to drop that in there. So 4.0.0 with nothing on the end. Oh, no, it does not like that. The directory name's attribute value, that has been, it's actually the directory name that's catching me. All right. I was like, why is this test failing? Because I'm getting a warning that the directory name's like, hey, you can't end a directory name in dot, which is true. We'll put a V on the end there. Now to let it through. Okay, so what am I trying to do? I'm trying to build an MSI. Yep, that's fine. With a dot at the end. What I'm testing here is to see, does the Windows installer really not care about, as long as it hits a dot, does it really not care about any of the strings after that? And my bet is that it really is okay with all this. Okay, so we got that MSI view. Okay, back over here, rm start, copy from here, test, whoops, star.msi, MSI exec. Test 1, add remove programs. Okay, here we go. Test 1 installing. Did it install? It did, and look, it has that dot on the end. So now if we upgrade it with test 2, yeah, see, it seems that the Windows installer is comfortable with that trailing dot on there as the delimiter. It's basically the end of a sentence. You can have the 3 numbers within the ranges that they provide, and then that trailing dot is all it takes. And then after that, they ignore all the stuff after that from the looks of it. Which is why we can play games with that string back there if we wanted. Okay, that's pretty amusing. Let's see. So test I didn't run. Let's put 2, 5, 6 in here, and let's put 2022 in here. Okay, so these numbers are now, whoops. These numbers are now too big for the Windows installer, but because we took out our code protecting us from these issues, I firmly expect we're going to see the Windows installer be upset when we try to install these, but I'm curious to see what it says as our last little test here in the dying moments. Where am I? MSI path to RM start. All right, copy this star.msi. This is clean. MSI exec test1.msi install. Okay, that happened fast. Oh, what? Huh. All right. Well, these are gonna run. So this should block. Wait, what just happened? That just upgraded it. But for okay. All right, we're going back install test 1 now. And now it says downgrade not allowed. Whoa! So does that mean 256 is treated as like 0, like it wraps all the way around? Whoa. Whoa. What? What? That is not at all what I thought it was going to do. Okay. All right, what test do I want to do? All right, wait. That was trippy. That was not at all what I expected. Okay, so this is 256. So if I go, like if I just make this 266, that technically would be 10. Let's see if this will go. I guess that's true. We could try. All right, let's try 257 and see if 257 is wrapping or what it's doing. I don't know what it's. Treating it like 0 is a completely reasonable guess. Wait, but if it's wrapping, this is the same thing. So wait, I want to do 266. That then, if it is wrapping around, would be like 10 more, right? So that should be more. Let's see. I really don't know what to expect at this point. This whole behavior here is kind of interesting. RM star, okay. MSI exec. All clean. All right. So that let it through, 266. MSI exec 2. Downgrade not allowed. Oh my goodness. Wow. It's like they're parsing it as a number and then shoving it into a byte. I wonder how large a number they can parse there. And then shoving it into... Wow. Wow. That is fascinating. So if I uninstall this now and we install test2 MSI. And then we install test1. Let's see if this works. Test1 MSI, install. And that one worked. But not when it was 256, because that was the same. Okay, let's try 257. I like that. I like that idea. This is our last thing. It's 2 o'clock. I love that you guys have been on this with me. This has been a lot of fun. I'm not exactly sure what we figured out here, but it's been fun. Well, I know some of the things we figured out, and I got everything I wanted out of this, which was all the finding all the parts inside Burn that we need to do. And I've been pleasantly surprised at how far we've been able to push MSI in this. So now this is just fun. All right, RM star, copy this star.msi. All right, so this is 257. Test 1. Make sure I've cleared this out. Yes. Paranoia. Everybody's coming to get, no. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're coming to get you. All right, there's 257 installed. And if the wraparound idea is correct, the overflow and wrapping around, then this should overwrite it. Yep. That's cool. All right. Well, I hope you guys had fun. I had fun. That did not go, most of that did not go the way I thought it would. And we got a lot farther than I thought we would. And I had fun. So I hope you guys had fun exploring the corners, the edges of the Windows installer on things that are not supposed to work or not expected to work. And then a bunch of things inside Burn that will work inside Wix 4, things to look forward to. So I'm going to keep going. I have a bunch of things in the air, so I don't know where I'll get to next week, but I'll be back. I'm going to keep coding. You do the same thing. Till next week. You guys take it easy. Bye.